Thank you for staying tuned. And to talk about the End Bad Governors protest, it's day 5. Just to get perspective so far, following the presidential address, we're joined by a public affairs analyst, Phillp Kachikwu. Good evening. Glad to have you join me.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to be at your police station.
All right. I'll kick off by asking you, what's your impression of the speech given by the president?
Well, the truth is that there's never been a perfect speech in the whole world. People will always have what they expect in the speech. And some people will look at the speech and say, it has covered everywhere. Some people will bring out some quotes from the speech. Well, I think it's a good start. The speech is a good start, and we can do more.
Let me also, narrow down to the call for dialogue. The president has said that there should be an end to the protests, moving forward, and the need for dialogue, having conversation, and moving the nation forward. Do you feel there should be a window for this, and then voices protesting should pipe down and have a conversation with the government?
You see, there are two key things at the president's speech. First, he said, "I've heard you loud and clear." The second one is calling them for dialogue. These are the two key major things for me that will help to pushing the effects of these protests and also make the government to act on their own part to resolve all these issues so that it doesn't come up again.
Okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, it's very, very important you call people to dialogue, because in every conflict, at the end of the day, you sit down at the round table to have dialogue to resolve the matter, and that's how wars and unrest gets over.
But would you say the government has so far been effective in communicating with the people? And why do I say so? We have seen before this protest began, there was a notice for the protests, and then it seems as though the people wanted to talk to the government, but the government was sort of unwilling. I refer also to the NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress. You will notice oftentimes they give a notice for strike action. The government, doesn't yield or budge until there is a strike action. Do you feel the government, has a need to review or overhaul its communication process?
You see, I don't understand it from every government, not just this government alone. You see people agitating for certain things, either labor, students, or the people. You always wait for the last minute when they will carry out the strike or when they will carry out the protest before you call them for dialogue or before you begin to communicate your actions. The issue we have
Mr. Kachikwu.
In this country, like the public are saying, in the next generation, our problem started from the 60s. Continue with the military, who year in, year out, see of recent that they handed power to the democratic government, and even the government in power. I don't understand. The communication department has always been issue, and this is why the people don't have trust. They don't have trust because the government does not talk to them. The government does not call them or give them ideas of what they are doing. Mr. President lined out laudable things that they are doing. But you can imagine a lot of people don't know about it. So why should people not agitate? Why should people not protest? I mean, for me, when I heard the debt to revenue ratio from 98% to 68%, that's laudable. So the government can have resources to do projects, but they don't communicate it. And because Mr. President and probably his ministers or the people that work for them and all their predecessors, if they should have communication department from every parastatal ministries and departments, they should communicate to the people. If you don't communicate to the people, how do people know what you are doing? How do people know that, okay, they mentioned that they're giving some 600,000 nano businesses some fund for their businesses. How did they give to those people? How will people know that, oh, some people have been empowered? You gave almost 600 billion to state governors for palliative. What are the palliatives? People are not seeing it. So a lot of good things that you do, you don't commit. How do people want to know? The student loan, yes, people are hearing about it, but the process, a lot of people don't know. A lot of students also want to have access to those grants. You're not communicating it. And that's where our National Rotation Agency too have failed. Our Ministry of Information have failed. Then the people speaking for the government, all they're interested is to attack when people, not reactionary. It should be proactive. It should be communicating with people. I've always said it. Why should Mr. President wait when there's an issue before he talks? Look at Mr. President in the United States and other places. When he's moving, when he wants to enter his plane, when he wants to enter his car, they're asking him questions. He's telling them his policies. He's telling them the next move.
And that's a fine place
you need to
wrap
talk
up.
to the people because you say you want to lead. You want to lead the people.
Time.
So how can you lead without talking to them?
Mr. Kachikwu, thank you so much for your submission on the news. We hope indeed the president, is listening and will bridge the communication gap with the people. Thank you so much, Phillp Kachikwu, Public Affairs Analyst. Many thanks indeed.
My pleasure.